This podcast features first-hand accounts directly from the storytellers themselves. I, Mila, will be your guide, faithfully sharing their authentic narratives with you.
A new voice and a new story. It is the first episode of the They Were Here podcast. Samar is going to tell us about her brother Osama, whose death was revealed through Caesar's photos.
Osama is the eldest at home and became our guardian, especially after our father was paralyzed by a car accident, leaving him 90% disabled. Osama had to leave school and work to support the family. He was responsible for our entire family, more like a father than a brother.
Do you remember how you learned about the arrest?
In 2013, I had not been in contact with my family for a while because they had moved from the area they were living in. We used to live in a certain area in the south of Damascus at that time. Social media was not widespread yet. Only my brother Osama had a Facebook account. I was abroad when the city was bombed and they were displaced to mosques. There were no landlines to communicate through. My brother's phone was off and I could not contact any of my family in any way for about a year or two until I accidentally managed to reach someone on Facebook.
Do you remember your reaction when you heard about your brother's arrest?
The person I reached on Facebook was my sister's husband. I asked him about the news and the situation of my family. He told me that there was shelling in the area and they sought refuge in a mosque for some time. Then he told me that they had taken my brother Osama. I asked, "Who took him?" He replied, "They came and took him," meaning the people who were considered civilian police. At that time, I had no knowledge of these arrest operations and what might befall anyone entering those prisons. I could not imagine seeing my brother tortured, hungry, beaten, or even dead. After years of waiting and searching everywhere, we just want any news that reassures us about him. After 8 years of waiting, I saw his body in Caesar's photos. Since that moment, I have never felt safe in this world again. Living with this tragedy is impossible. No one can. He is my brother, a part of my life. I was attached to him a lot. I have many memories with him. We were like two souls in one body. Even his love stories and personal relationships, I knew them all. If he wanted to send something to his girlfriend, he would send it through me. I was the messenger of his love for our neighbor's daughter and for my friend that he loved her someday. Osama was not just my brother. Osama was my father and my friend too. We used to go to the stadiums together to watch football matches. He treated me more than a sister. Can you imagine the size of the void his absence leaves?
What message or counsel would you offer to a woman going through a loss?
The pain of losing someone you love is indescribable, whether it is a woman who has lost her son, brother, or husband. It weighs heavily on her. There is nothing in the world that can provide solace. The agony of separation surpasses even death. However, I can offer any woman who has lost someone dear the advice not to give up and not to remain silent about the rights of her son, brother, or husband. Regardless of the person she lost, she should try in any way to find out where he is, what happened to him, seek his rights, and demand justice. I demand justice for my brother and all those who were martyred unjustly and subjected to torture, as they lost their lives without any wrongdoing. Most of them were innocent people, if not all of them. They were taken just because they said no to injustice and the oppressive regime. I want to tell my brother that I miss him a lot and that I am no longer safe in this world without him. Moreover, all his dreams for a world of happiness and people getting justice and freedom have not happened, unfortunately.
In They Were Here podcast, the opening episode, a story comes together with Caesar families.